Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Halucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another AEW All Elite Address. So, pretty much what I do is I go through the show and I give my opinion from what I like the most, what I like the best, everything I liked in between. This is the good, the bad, and the best man. How'd you like that? Good opening. Now wait until I do all that, and then I have my thing that's coming and my animations coming and cut back to me, and I start it. Oh, it's gonna be great stuff. Yeah, I kind of ruined it, but how'd you like that beginning? That's good stuff. That's how I'm gonna start the show off. But yeah, pretty much like I said, that's what I'm gonna do. So I got my handy dandy notebook, and I'm pretty. And I saw the show, so I just wrote down uh, what what happened during the show, and I'm just gonna just talk about from the show from the least thing that I liked to the pretty much the best thing I liked and everything else that was in between during the show. So we'll get right into it. One of the things that I did not like about the show um, was the tag team matches. Now you're saying, Matthew, tag team wrestling, that's what AEW is, that's what they do. And yeah, you're right. But I want to say that I didn't think that the tag team matches were bad. I just how can I say it? Okay, so for instance, this first thing with Jurassic Express and the Lucha Brothers. First of all, first thing I mentioned two things. For Pentagon Jr., his name is now they called him El Cero M, and they called him that at the pay per view too. They're not saying Pentagon Jr., they're saying El Cero M. So I wonder if there's like legal issues now with like AAA or with Lucha Underground or something that he's had to change his name for whatever reason. And another thing that I noticed that Pentagon Jr. was wearing, or El Seattle M, whatever, was wearing like his mask, like he had like his mask, but he had one of the eyes covered. It kind of looked like a Rey Mysterio mask, like how Rey Mysterio's been wearing his mask since Seth Rollins stabbed him in the eye. I kind of noticed that. That was funny. But this match, like, could have, should have been like so much better than it was. But the problem with it was, like, first Pentagon, Seto M Miro L Pentagon Jr. He was being a little bit too like flamboyant in this match. He was doing his little dance. He kept saying Seto Miedo, and he kept doing the woo. He kept like playing like he kept doing way too much um, during the match. He did that throughout the whole match, and then in the end of the match, he did this weird thing where they did this thing where Pentagon went to do a it's the Panama Sunrise, but it's a different name. But he went to do that the Canadian Destroyer from the second rope, but Jungle Boy switched it and he ended up hitting it on Phoenix's brother, and they got to roll up with the win. I didn't like that part. It was like, you could have did like anything. You could have went on the top rope and you could have did like a double axe handle. You could have did a drop kick, or you could have did something to do that. A whole Canadian destroyer to do that. That was I didn't particularly like that, but the match was, it could have been way better. Should have been way better than it was, but Pentagon Jr. doing the Cero Miedo the whole time was dancing, acting crazy. I didn't enjoy that part, which is unfortunate because they're really good. He's really good. Phoenix is really good. Um, Another unfortunate thing about this is the when you see it, like the tag team division right now is so stacked. Um, they were saying that Jurassic Express was like the number five, and like just think about how you have guys like Lucha Bros, You have guys like Santana Ortiz, Hybrid 2.0, Private Party. You got all these great tag teams, and then now you also, I'll talk about this in a second, um, but I'll just say it. Jericho and Hager, and Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. You have these tag teams, all these tag teams, and all six of these tag teams I named not even in the top five. Like Jurassic Express was in the top five, and then they got bumped down, and they might have went back to the top five for beating Lucha Brothers tonight. And then you have Butcher and the Blade. You got all these tag teams. It's like you need. I think that Pentagon and Ray don't really need to be in the tag team division. I think like Pentagon could be in the world championship title picture if he just was like if he was in Lucha Underground type Pentagon, like if he was that Pentagon, he could definitely be in world championship picture with Moxley, with the Omegas and the Hangmans and all those guys. He could definitely be that realm, and Ray Phoenix too, who could also be in the TNT picture. So I think that they're better off uh, doing single stuff, especially when you have such a stacked tag team, and for whatever reason they're not using Lucha Bros as like a legitimate tag team. So that's just my opinion. But the promo on the end of it was with Eddie Kingston. Great. Eddie Kingston can talk his ass off. He's really good at talking. That's what he does. So he was just saying, "Hey, what's going on? Like, shake his hand, family. I love y'all. What are you guys doing? Your brothers. You shouldn't be fighting." He was like, hey, I got your back. He was like, where's that British dude? Yeah, he's not here. I got your back. And then he randomly asked Butcher, which is a fair question. He was like, where's your wife at? He was like, yeah. So maybe they might do a thing with Nightmare Family and Butcher and the Blade. They might start a thing with them. And then he ends it with talking about that he never got eliminated for the from the Casino Battle Royal. He said, go look up the rules. So I don't know what happened, but apparently maybe his feet never actually touched the floor. I guess maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Another thing I didn't like um, was the Jake Hager, or not Jake Hager, the promo with Lance Archer and Jake. I just like I didn't like the promo kind of distracted me because I was wondering what in the world was Jake wearing. Like he had like this top thing where it was kind of like Hardy Boys 1990s type thing where it had like you could see like the top but the bottom half was like see through and stuff like that. And so Jake's top half was like snakeskin and like his bottom half was like see through like 90s extreme gear. I was like, oh, what is Jake wearing? And this they were like in a rain and Jake was talking about getting wet and him like getting wet and weird stuff like that. I don't know. It was just a really weird promo. I didn't really like it like that. What else? Another thing I didn't like was the thing with Ricky Starks when it came out with Taz. I didn't. It's not that I didn't like it. It's like they did the same thing like a couple weeks ago. Taz came on commentary. He was like, "Oh guys, I'm getting word that something's going on in the backstage." And then Darby Allin's music hits, and it's Ricky Starks disguised as Darby Allin. They literally did it 2 weeks ago, and they did it again. And Ricky was like, "Hey guys, I finally have emotions. I hurt my pinky, and I'm at home." Stuff like that. I mean, the promo that Ricky did was good. It was short, but it was Ricky Starks again can like talk can talk forever and be great. But it was like they literally just did this like last week or 2 weeks ago or something like that, and they're doing it again. So it's like, uh, uh, also what I did not. I would say this is the section that was not where I didn't like it, but it was just there. Um, the the Bucks kicking Alex Marvez. They just open. He tries to get an interview with them. They open the door and they just super kick him. It was like, what was that even necessary? Probably wasn't, but they did it. Um, and then they later showed that they got fined $5,000 each. And I'm going to get to the part that I didn't like about this, so I can also say I didn't like. And I'll put this in the okay because it was a good match, but I'll put it in the okay version because of like what commentary was doing. Um, Nyla Rose had a match 1-on-1 with Ty Conti, and it was a good match. The match was decent stuff. Uh, Pretty much what they're gonna do now is they're gonna do Nyla Rose versus Cheetah again. They're gonna do a rematch. I expect Cheetah to win. I don't know what's gonna be next after her. Maybe Big Swole might be next in line after Nyla Rose. It'll probably be her, and then maybe when Britt Baker comes back or is healthy enough to come back, she'll probably be the one that takes this head off of Sheeta. That's what I could see taking it off of Sheeta. But but yeah, the match was good. It was just like they were having this good match. Taya had Naya in like an arm bar, and Excalibur was trying to say it was like, oh, she might tap, and Jr. and Tony Schiavone was in there was like, oh, there's breaking news that the Young Bucks were fined $5,000 each. And it's like, oh, and also Cody is having a breaking news later on. And Excalibur was like, forget the breaking news now. The breaking news is right here that Tires might make Nyla Rose tap out. I'm like, why are you like you have a match and somebody might tap out? One of the biggest matches probably right that she's having right now is her beginning match, and you're out here talking about the Bucks being fined $5,000 each and stuff like that. I didn't enjoy that part, but the match itself was really good, and so Taya is probably going to do some stuff with Dark Order. Might do some Dark Order stuff. Uh, I it feels like they're getting a women's tag team division, but I don't know if they're going to get women's tag team titles yet. Even though they should, because they have the roster. That's another one of the problems with AEW is they have so much talent. They hire so much talent, and they have so much talent. They have to put some people on dark. Like most of the women are on dark, and you don't get to really see them. But if they have a tag team division, a women's tag team division, uh, Taya and the girl that's they could be good stuff. It could be excellent. Other stuff that was just there was decent. It was just there though. The match between Angelico and Cassidy. Angelico is so good. And Cassidy's great. He's coming off his win with Chris Jericho. Uh, so the thing about the match itself was fine, but the beatdown by Pride and Powerful Santana Ortiz. This is the Santana Ortiz I like. This is the ones that this is how I want them to be and stuff like that. Like just badass, beating you up, and you can't do nothing about it. And that's what I liked. Um, so they're gonna have a match next week, a street fight or a parking lot brawl or something like that. They're gonna have that next week. I hope Santana Ortiz win. They get in the rankings to be in that top 5 to start vying for the tag titles, which would be interesting because now Jericho and Hager are in the tag team division. Jericho announced it um, after him and Hager beat Sonny Kiss and Billy Janela, which was another really good match. It was a street fight, which was really weird because it was a street fight match, but you would think that it would be like a tornado tag match or something like that. Like I don't really know a lot of street fights that you have to tag each other tag each other in to do horrible things to people. That was really weird of a thing, but the match was fine. Sunny Kiss was great. She's great. Her and Joey Janela together as a team is good. But it was about Jericho and Hager being a tag team now, and I wonder if that's going to cause a little bit of dissension between the teams between Inner Circle because Pride and Powerful are amazing. This was like in WWE when you had AOP and Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins, where Seth and Buddy were tag team champions, and you had like AOP right there. It's like, really? So I hope this isn't the same thing. And maybe, I don't know if maybe Inner Circle has run its course. Uh, I don't know, but it kind of be pretty cool if they did a thing between Santana Ortiz and Jericho and Hager as a tag team. That'd be a little nice mini feud storyline going, something for Jericho, and that'd be great because after um, this street fight parking lot brawl next week, gonna see what's gonna be next for them. So that's gonna be stuff, good stuff. Um, Speaking of Jericho, I guess I'll get this out the way. This was a funny little segment, and I'll piggyback from that from MJF. Beginning of the show, Jericho and MJF they meet. They I guess they come in the arena at the same time, and they're pretty much talking back and forth about how they should have been. Each one should have been a world champion. That Jericho says, "Hey, he cheated. He shouldn't have been able to use that move. He should be AEW world champion." And then MJF was like, "Man, the fact that you lost to Cassidy twice is a travesty, Cassidy twice is a travesty. You should will one day be AEW champion again." It was like, "Yeah, you're the best. Have a great night. Yeah, you too. Have a great night." And then it does a split scene cut to each one of them with the split cut, and they both say at the same time. What a loser! It's kind of hilarious. Uh, Also, what I liked with MJF is his promo against his campaign, talking about, hey, yeah, John beat me, but you know what? He cheated, but I can't blame John. I blame all of y'all, all of you guys. I hired all you guys, and all you guys are nobodies. You let me down. Everybody's fired. And he trashed the lady who's smiling and stuff like that. And then he got in Warlow's face. It was like he's like, I'm disappointing you more. And he runs him down, and Warlow's looking at him, looking like he's about to do something. I was like, oh shit, Warlow's about to whoop that ass. And MJ was like, what you gonna do? Huh? Huh? Yeah. What? Feeling froggy? Leap. He said, Tony Khan don't sign your paychecks. I do. He's like, I'm the only friend you got. So, like I said, I'm the one that feeds you and your family. So, like I says, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Huh? Huh? What? No. Yeah, so I thought. He's like, now let's refocus, let's go. And Warlow was like, oh, this mofo is lucky. I will murder him where he stands. So when Warlow becomes babyface and beats up MJF, it's gonna be great. We're gonna love all of that. It's gonna be good stuff. Um, next thing that I enjoyed was the Hangman Page and Kenny Omega little mini thing. Pretty much, Tony Schiavone went on. He was saying, hey, what's next for you? Pretty much. It was just saying everything was his fault. That Young Bucks is the best tag team, and they should have won the Gauntlet match. And hopefully, me and Kenny could get back up in the ranks to be in the tag team division to get those tag team titles back. Jr. on the other hand did his interview with Kenny. Kenny was like, "Look, it is what it is. Yeah, we have great chemistry, but you know, I want to go back to being what I am. I want to go back to singles action, like the crowd wanted me to do. If he's looking for us to get back together or be with the Bucks, I think he's sadly mistaken." I said, "Oof, that's a that's a that's a dagger right in the heart." But that's all good stuff. So I foresee Kenny Omega and the Bucks being heels. I foresee Kenny probably taking that the AW Championship from Moxley, probably turning them heel. Probably they'll probably have the match. John will probably almost win, and then Bucks come out and distract him or double super kick him or do whatever. It cost him the title, and Kenny will probably be champion. And then probably Omega or Hangman will probably climb up the ranks and stuff like that. Probably get the TNT title, and then later on, maybe a year from now, challenge Omega and be AEW World Champion. That's what I predict. Yeah, that was good stuff. Um, Next up, best man. Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford getting married. They need a best man. Weird shenanigans coming up first. First was a wrestler. His name was Puff. And he's coming out. He's like, yeah, I'm the best man. And Kip Sabian's like, no, no, no. He's like, no, I was saying you subscribe to me. I say you're the best. But that was it. Now go back and subscribe to me next month too. He was like, all right, so my best man is actually, he's handsome. He's young, he's handsome, and he's great and stuff like that. So Brian Pillman Jr. comes out. He's like, "Oh man, I think you do all this for me. Yeah, we're gonna be a best man." And then Kip was like, "Hey, no, 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 no. I was no, no, no. I had texted you. I said you're the best, comma man." It's like I don't even like you. We're not even friends. You kept bothering me. That's the only reason why. He was like, "Go back." He was like, "And I hope your birthday sucked." I'm like, "Oh, poor guy." And then he was like, "No, finally, hopefully." The handsome guy. I hope he comes out the best man, and it's I'm the best. I'm the best man. Miro. Miro comes out like oh my god, oh my god, it's Miro. Oh I love Miro Day. So good, so good. Yeah, Miro is all elite, formerly known as Rusev. Good stuff. He, does what he does, what all WWE people do. They take a little jab at AEW. I mean, they take a little jab at WWE. He was just pretty much saying that 10 years he was stuck in the same house, trying to go for this imaginary brass ring that doesn't exist. He just said he'd take that brass ring, shove it up his ass. I'm the best man. Rusev's gonna low key turn on. He's gonna turn on Kip Sabian. It's gonna be great because he's way too big for this. But all good stuff. I love Miro. Glad that he's there. Next tag team stuff that I enjoyed. Um, uh, FTR. They are now tag team champions. They are the most hated tag team champions, and it's okay because it's like pretty much like when Enzo Amore when he was a cruiserweight champion, when he would come out in the ring and he would bring all the cruiserweights out, and then he would just run them down and he would talk trash about every single one of them, and nobody could do anything about it. It's pretty much what FTR does. They're coming out. They're saying that they have the best roster and they're great and stuff like that. And he was talking about Kaz and Daniels, like, oh, you guys are great. And it's like, yo, if this was 10 years ago and you was on your prime, oh, who knows who would have won. He was talking, he was like, Private Party. Yeah, no, 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 not you guys. And then pretty much was talking about Jurassic Express. He was like, hey, yeah, I know you got that win. He's like, you going to face us next week. He was like, not going to be for the titles. He's like, maybe if you win, but it'd be damned if we going to let some joke team uh, get a hold of these titles. And they had a whole thing where they went in the ring. They they avoided some stuff, and all the babyface people ate cake. Babyface teams ate cake. It was pretty decent. Them talk running down Kaz and Daniel's like, yeah, we loved you guys growing up. He was like, oh, we had a great match with you guys. Like, yo, man, if this was like 10, 15 years ago, I was like, oh, man, it would have been a dream match. He's like, who would have known? Who would have thought would have won 10, 15 years ago? That was hilarious. Oh, that was great stuff. But my favorite thing of the night would be the main event. Um, Before I get to the main event, they announced that Moxley versus Archer is going to be in October 14th, some super show that they're doing. They announced that Thunder Rosa is going to defend her NWA Women's Championship against Eva Lise. Jake Hager and Chris Jericho is going to face Private Party next week. MJF is in action. Hangman Adam Page versus Kazarian is next week. I think that's all they announced. So that should be good stuff next week. And they're also saying that they don't know if it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. What's happening because of the NBA playoffs or something like that. But yeah, Brodie Lee versus Dustin Rhodes. This was good stuff. I love this match. Um, I don't really know what's next for Brodie Lee. Um, you would think they would continue the feud for a little bit. Maybe they might go with Matt Cordonia, and then maybe they might do QT Marshall just because. Maybe leading up to Scorpio Sky, maybe taking it from him, or maybe he might beat all of them. Maybe Cody might get his rematch and he beats Cody. Cody turns heel. Maybe he ends up losing it to Adam Page. I don't know, but it probably is not done with this feud because at the end, um, Brody Lee was like, "Oh, where you at now? Come home, boy." He was talking to Cody. He's still doing a thing where he's mad with Colt Cabana for costing him the match last week, and even was like, "It's okay, buddy. Don't worry about it." That's all hilarious stuff. Uh, Dustin Rhodes was on fire, man. He was hitting Hurricane Ranas, he was hitting Canadian Destroyers, he was hitting Code Reds, he was getting the upper hand on Brody Lee. It was great stuff. I think he beat up John Silver. All good stuff. I enjoyed that stuff. That was a good main event, which was a decent a decent show. Can't really complain about the show. Uh, this is their coming up from last Saturday's All Out. Um, and as always, I always forget something because of course I do. Matt Hardy did his. He had a babyface promo about him being better. He was just saying that he was glad that his thing with Sammy Guevara is over. Um, and he shot out his wife who was just standing in the bleachers with their son. He's like, if you don't hurry up, we will fight. So I don't gotta tell you what's next because he already said what's next. He's gonna be 100%, and he's going to come back and he's gonna climb the ranks and challenge for the AEW World Championship. So that's what he's gonna be doing. Overall, I personally will give AEW a B plus. I think there was good stuff in here. There was stuff that I didn't really enjoy, mostly like from commentary stuff. There was matches that were too short. There was stuff that was overshadowed. There was a little bit of playing with some matches. There's some stuff I didn't really get, but a lot of the promos were good. The women's match was good. The Brody Lee Dustin match was good. Uh, the stuff with Hangman and Omega, their interviews were good. Uh, I can't wait for next week's brawl, parking lot brawl. Is going to be good stuff. So that's my All Elite address. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back for SmackDown, Smack Talk tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.